Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are finally here. The farm tour, or should I say map tour. We've made some big changes, big changes. So we're just gonna head to the farm first, and we're gonna start there. As you can see, we're end of August here. We got all the corn all. We're almost ready to go. We're just about ready to start chopping that down. And we are just going to pass the front entrance here of what would be normally the farm. However, that is not anymore. So we've kept the front two fields normal. We've used those as grass, as well as this field right here. I'm using that as my grass as well. You can see foreshadowing some trees in the background of what's going on. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to what is now my main entrance. So what I've decided to do is I've decided to use this side, I guess it would be the east side of field 5354, and I've used that field. Actually, you can see I have made that into my grapes, or my grape vineyard, and we also have olives, and we're going to get there. So right here, alright, let's get a good view. Boop. There we go. So, welcome to the farm. This is the farm entrance. I have decided to make the main one, and we've got some base game fencing as well as 3 or 4 mods put together here that have made this. And then I've got the nice long drive in. I don't know what about it, but I just love that long drive in. So, I have made this field 53, 54, I believe, is the grapes. And then we just drive right on in. So now at the very bottom here, we've got 51 at the bottom, and this is where I have the main house now. So we're going to roll up on in here now. So right up here, we've got our personal garage, our project garage, and our fixer-upper garage. So we'll just hop out real quick. So right here is my repair garage. Inside here we've got everything I pretty much need. We've got all my little stuff, my little tractors, as well as my trucks, telehandler, forklift, that sort of stuff. We've got our repair bay right here, so we can just pull anything up, and we've got the throughway. So that's the great part about it, is I can just drive anything up and repair it, and I can drive through if I don't want to back it out. We have our little shunt truck right here. We can rip around with the trailers. And excuse me, we've got our regular garage here that we keep our personal truck as well as my service truck that I have created. So I got my refuel and repair on that truck as well. And then we have our house right here. Oh, sorry, my bad. We have our refuel as well, so we can pull up our tractors and anything we need to refuel on site. We've got our trailer light, or light trailer I should say. We've got some attachments and some weights, what have you, as well as some decorations. And we've got a shed back there. We'll get there. So far, I don't know if you've seen there, the cotton or the sugarcane harvester is the only thing that I can't fit into the garage yet, or into the repair bay. But I can sneak it in just enough that I can repair it. The chute's still sticking out, but alright, so we have our main house up here, and we've got a little my stock Mac there. That thing's my baby. It's been having from day one. We've got our personal garage here, I should say our project garage. I've made myself a little pond here that we can swim in and go for a little dip when need be. And then we've got our backyard over here that has our garage, or our little shed here, which doesn't have a lawnmower yet. Tisk tisk. We will. We're not there yet. I still haven't decided on what I like. I keep wish-washing back and forth. And we have the back of our garage here, a little entrance there if we need to get into the backyard, and an old truck that I just have forgotten about. A little playground here. Got a little fire pit here. And we've got a shed way back there that we just put things back there that we forget about. Alright. So that is the little house area. So like I said, this is field 51. There is the future storage shed. I've got a tractor in there. We've got a pellet heat plant. Over here, this is where I put it for the straw harvest. It's going to get a little loud, so I do apologize. I'll make this quick. I've made myself a quick little double bunker for my straw pellets and wood chips, as well as I stick my skid steer right there. So on a daily basis, or every day or so, I just put a couple scoops in, let it go on from there. And it works out pretty good. I've set up a little light with the mounted light mod, and I can work this at night as well. And there we go. We'll back out here so that I can kind of get that quiet a little bit. Then we have this shed back here that we keep all of my main harvesters. We've got, we haven't washed that one. Ooh, tisk. And we got our grape harvester, olive harvester, silage harvester, and our main grain crop harvester there. So we keep that back there. We've built ourselves a little bridge here with all lit. You can drive across at night, don't have to worry about driving off. And that's really nice. A little spot to sit too. You can watch the train go by, listen to the froggies. We have our back shed back here is where we keep our tractors, actually. I've set up a whole bunch of decoration in front of it and around it as well. Kind of went full ham with the decoration. I'm really liking it. It looks good. So I've got my tractors in here. Got my John Deere, my Case, and my Class. The Class is the one I started it with. And then back here in the back 40, last but not least, we got a little spot to do your business if need be. And I have my old front loader, my Volvo is what I'm rips around the farm with, and every now and then we take it where need be. Alright, so that is the main farmhouse area. And we also have our sugarcane harvester, which is a nice little shed, sticks in there, and we just put a little tarp over top of it in the wintertime. But keeps it fairly protected, everything. Old harvester there that we just salvage parts off of. Got an old fifth wheel weight there, when he comes in that back door. So, from here, let's go grab the golf cart, because then we will have a whole lot better view, and we can move a little quicker. So, the golf cart is in my project garage. So I've added this in the backside here, so we can just go inside here. I've got a little project truck, which is up and running now. Not longer a project, it's actually a runner. And we've got our golf cart that I run around in. We run around in when need be. Farm's gotten big enough now that we actually get in there. Alright, so as you've seen, the farm does stretch from the main road. So I am actually, when I first started the farm, I did start at the very beginning area that it gives you, and we just went from there. Initially, it was a bit of a challenge. I heard a lot of scuttlebutt of it was a bit of a pain in the butt to start a farm there, so I just challenged myself, and I think I did pretty good. Okay, so I really like the view in first person, but I think we're going to get an overall view better in third, so we'll do the overall. So starting here, we're going to work our way up. We're going into field 51 now. And what I've done is, we'll start here. We've just got our regular base trailer storage, but I've put in 2 horse pens. So initially I started with 1 horse, but then I felt like they needed a friend. So here we are. So we got 2 horse pens, walk them daily. And basically it's just a side gig. Is when they're ready to go, we sell them off and we keep the babies and we go from there. On the other side, we put our cows, and we just kind of did the fenceless, made our own fence, and put the cows in there. And I had a little bit of open spots, so I made some of the mods, and I kind of created my own little calf pen. So it's just a dead space area that I hadn't decided what to do with. This is a fantastic little spot that I thought actually I did pretty good with. So that's a little calf pen. I know it's not a working calf pen, but I think it fits pretty good. So then coming up here, we're going to be coming up in between these fields here, which we're going to be getting into, I think it's 47 and 48 here. So we come around the cows, we're still in 50 here. So come around the cows, I have my manure pit right there, and we've got our slurry pit right behind it. And then I've put the pigs as well right there. So the way I've worked this is where the pigs are sitting and then where the cows are sitting, my manure pit actually feeds both of them. Or they both feed the one manure pit. So it works out pretty handy there. I still have to manually slip over the slurry, but that's no problem. I actually kind of like it. It's part of the farm. So, and then what we've done is we've slapped up a couple of wood sheds up here for my manure and some herbicide, as well as a little spot there for my grain trailer. Over here we have our bulk storage of our hay and our straw, as well as some more bulk storage of straw pellets and wood chips. So we do have, there is a silo for wood chips. We'll get there. Sorry, not wood chips. straw pellets. But we'll get there, I'll show you that. But right now, what I've been doing is I've just been putting the bulk in there, and then when I need to, I actually just wheel over and top up that little bunker over there. Works out pretty good. So I don't really sell it off, I just seem to be using it mainly for that. Then what I've done is I've put my straw bale storage, using the base game one. I just put it down here, and works out fantastic in that position. Then over here, we have our equipment storage, open equipment storage, and I've got a whole bunch of stuff, and oh, that shifted. Somebody did a little bump. And so basically this changes as the farm changes. I've had bigger equipment, I've had smaller equipment, but basically as I need it, I've got a whole bunch of stone pickers, which we're doing a little bit of a slot hold, as well as when I need to and I can run a couple AI, I'll definitely get them going. So it works out pretty good, and I can just run around and empty them. So I did move the bulk haul back a bit to give myself a little bit of room in the backside for some trailer parking, as well as what I also did was I did it so I could also do a loop. So I've got some just pretty obvious trailers, right? Some dollies, some trailers, that sort of stuff. I've got my my subsoiler, excuse me, right there. And then I did just a little ramp, just a little tiny ramp that you can spin around and you can get up, just so so there's a good transition. So there's a really nice transition. You can get up in here. And then I left the base game road in on this, and then that's when I landscaped flat down this other road. So I zip down here, and then I landscaped flat down here, and then that's when it turned out that once I did, it was like, well, I don't want to go up and down all the way back and forth. So this right here was my very first attempt at a ramp, and that is the result. So if you got a little small piece of equipment, you can zip around. It's not really used much. It's just kind of there for zipping. It's not really there for a main thoroughway. All right, moving on. So again, what I've done was I've kept with the base road. I left the base road intact, and then I just landscaped off of it from both sides. So on this side is where we load up our slurry and our load up and unload our slurry, and then I just kept the base road there. So then it's again nice smooth transition. I popped in just a little spot there that if you have trailers without ramps, you can kind of back up to it and makeshift loading dock, I guess you can say. Excuse me. And then now moving up, we have our bunkers. So we have our silage bunkers up here, and we have our root crop bunkers up here. So then we can put our root crops in there, and then what I've done is I've just made a little backside route, and then that's where we can load up. So the trailers come back up this backside, and the same thing with the right there with that little conveyor, and on that one silo you can just back up, or you can just zip on through and you can unload there. Alright, so then coming back, there's a bit of a loop there, so we're just going to kind of zip back to where we were here, and then coming back. I know I've done a lot. It's a big farm. So then we come up through here, and we've got more bale storage on the back side of the bunker storage. So I've got my TMR bales as well as my silage bales are in there. And then on this side, we have our rock crusher to make our lime. And we have our rock bunker. So any field stone that comes off all goes into there. And then it basically gets crushed up into lime and goes back onto the field. I wish I could say that I haven't had to purchase lime. However, I have. At the very beginning, when I didn't have very many fields, it was actually pretty good. It was pretty good. But now that I have bigger fields and more fields, it's to the point where the field stone coming off, unfortunately, just isn't enough. So, do I have to make a call to my Uncle Vinny in Piney Run? Maybe. But we'll see. Now, as we've driven by multiple times and you all have seen, we have multiple silos on the farm, and the reason for that is I have one crop per silo. I like to run it where there's only one crop in each silo, and it comes and goes as the years pass, and I sell and use, mostly use, not really sell, and basically that's why I have so many bunkers, so many silos, is I like just the fact that there's one silo per crop. And the reason why there's so many silos is we'll get to that as well. Now, coming into the back side here, we have more storage, basically pretty self-explanatory. You got our rollers, mulchers, balers, mixers, wrappers, and then we also have what used to be before the bale storage came out, this was actually my bale storage. I used to have my rows of bales in here, but once the bale storage came out, I plopped them over there. I took this out, and now there's cedar planter parking. Works out fantastic. So, moving on, as we can see, we have our greenhouses. I did go with 4 greenhouses, so what we're doing is we're doing 1 strawberry, 1 tomato, and 2 lettuce, just because the lettuce does go a little slower, I should say, excuse me. So we're trying to bang out as much lettuce as we can, as well as a little bit of tomato and a little bit of strawberries. Then on the back side, I have popped up my bees. I just kind of popped them into a corner. They worked out pretty good. I didn't know, so I just put that in there. Now on the back side, there's 2 in the top are ones that I just added after the fact. Works out really well, though. I get my honey. I do very well with what I get, and now that I'm into the cereal business, I think I'm finally starting to get more than I'm using. So I'm finally getting into the black of using my honey. So we'll just continue around the greenhouses here. So getting back to this spot right here. So now these storages were supposed to be for fertilizer and lime. However, they have yet to be touched. I have yet to touch them. So the fertilizer, turns out my plan is I want to be using more digestate. I want to buy the BGA, send all my slurry there, make digestate, and send digestate into the field for fertilizer, as opposed to paying for it. And then the lime, as I've said, I don't have enough excess lime to actually fill anything up, so I use it too quick. So those will probably go. Maybe they won't. I kind of like the ambiance of them, so we'll stick around. You never know. Now, back to okay, so we got the honey, we got some storage there. Now, over here. So we do have my original repair area, as well as my still, we should say our farm supply, as well as attachment area. So what I've done here is I've actually used the back side of where the bale storage was, slapped down these, shelves. And then at the beginning, I had a whole lot more attachments, but as the farm grew and changed, attachments came and went. But these are the attachments I have left. So we have some front loader attachments. We've got some wheel loader attachments. I made sure those were nice and easy, straight in and out. And then we've got our skid steer attachment, right? Oh, sorry, no, that is a telehandler attachment for the bale wrapper. And yes, that's right. And then we have our mulchers for our grape and olives. So, it works out really good. And then what I've done is the outdoor shelves is where we keep all of our seed for our greenhouses. Now, I know there are mods to make seed, but I'm not there yet. So right now I'm just trying to do not entirely base game. Like I definitely use mods, but I'm trying to keep the cost down, but on the same hand too, seed is a viable cost on a farm, I think. I mean, obviously I'm no farmer, but you know. And then as well as the greenhouses take seed and manure. So I've got the manure and I don't have the seed, so I use the seed, I use my manure, put it in with some water, and away we go. Now, over here is where we have our potato and our sugar beet harvesters, as well as our attachments and our harvester header. And these little drive-through sheds work out perfectly for that, so they just kind of pop in there, stay there. They've been there pretty much from the get-go, one of the few ones. And then we've got our sheep. We've got 2 sheep, 2 chicken, and we're just going to quickly show those right here. So what I've done, again, with the fenceless, so I was able to join the fences together and kind of make their one pen into 2, so to speak. Excuse me. And then same with the chickens. So over with the chickens, I also put 2 together and just kind of make them look like 2, look like 1, hopefully, kind of like meld together. And it works out really good. I got a really good supply of chickens, and I got a fantastic supply of wool. And I actually sell off my wool more than my spinnery can keep up with. So I'm usually getting a little bit of extra money per year just because I have a little bit of extra wool per year to sell. It's fantastic. Now, if we can just figure out how to open the door. There we go. So in here, we've got our great cultivators and okay, great cultivator, and we have our straw blower. So when when the pigs and the cows need good more bedding, we can pull that puppy out. Now, moving on. The front arm. Oh, mixing my words here. The front loader arms right there actually turn out to be a really handy little spot to hold it. And then in the back side here is where I keep my grass. My grass operation is actually very small right now. It's actually very small scale. As you can see, this is all I use right now for my grass. And as we can see, the AI is just stuck. Looks like, yep, he just doesn't know what to do. Okay, well, moving on. A little substation for ambiance there, which I think, yeah, helps. And then moving on, we get over on the back side here. We actually have our straw and hay pellet maker, the straw harvest. So we've got that attachment right there, because I'll actually pick it up just off the field as opposed to pulling bales, seeing as how I run round bales. I run round bales because I round squares in 19. So then 25, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a combo. Now, hay bales are all in this one because we need it for the sheep. The hay is strictly for the sheep. So anytime they get hay bales, they go into here, and then we can just zip them over to the sheep when they need them. And I usually like to keep about 2 on hand. As we saw, there was only 1, so they'll need a restock there shortly. Now into the basic original area. Here is what I have done. I have kept the original barn because I don't want to get rid of it just yet, but I don't know what I want to do with it. So it's staying there. It's empty right now. I do have an idea for a barn museum for older equipment, but that's going to be slot heavy, so it may not happen. Now, what I have done is I've put my central warehouse and I've put my tailor in the original area. So the tailor works out great because there isn't one on the map, so there is one now, and I get to make some clothing. It's very slow, but it does work. Oh, there we go, and we've got a pallet right there ready for pickup. So I've got that there, and then what I've done is I've put my central warehouse, which keeps all of my base game pallets, as well as if I have any platinum pallets. I have tested it that the platinum pallets actually seem to fit in it too. But I don't know because I don't use modded production so much, so I don't know of anything else. But works out fantastic, and I think it looks fantastic. So we've got our little loading docks in the front there. We've got our unloading area for the farm stuff. Every day I come in, get my daily pallets, pick everything up, bring it over to this door, drop it all off. Then we have our forever construction site. I couldn't stand at the beginning of the game the angle of that ramp. So I created myself a little construction site, and that's the way it's been. And I think that's the way it's going to stay. And then we've got our hay and straw silos, what I'm going to use this for. And basically I took this in the corner. I think that works out really well. It'll just back up. It's only for overflow. It's not really going to be used as a main storage. It's just if we need to keep on hand and the interim until we're ready to sell. So back of the warehouse, I have added a little area. I added the little fence area, put a whole bunch of decorations up, kind of made it look like the back side of a warehouse, kind of ish. On a farm, maybe. Excuse me. And yeah, sorry about it if my voice is getting raspy. I do have a little bit of a chest congestion, so I very deeply apologize. But if we're doing good, then we're doing good. I feel like we're doing good. So that is the main farm. Now what we still have is the tree farm as well as the sawmill. So now we're just going to zip back here real quick. I don't think we've missed anything up here. I think we've got it all. We got all that. Checked out the horses, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, and we got all that. And then just, I guess a real side note would be I just tried to blend this base game farm into the farm. I'm trying to run it as like a bunkhouse, I guess you can say. So, let's get up here, And we're just going to park this right here for now. And then let's get over to the tree farm. Now, the tree farm was just a random idea I had because I did try something in a very small scale in 19. Then in 22 I decided to expand on it, and it was really helpful that they had the platinum expansion. So the platinum expansion came out and it had all the different tree types. So what I decided to do was I decided to take the bottom right of the map, which is field 73 through 82. However, I'm going to say field 83 with a caveat. And that caveat is that I have created field 83 out of the space that's beside 73, I think it is. You will see shortly. Actually, you can see the pines from here. So here we are. This is my platinum tree farm. Ooh, if we could just stay on the road. Okay. So, what we're going to do is we're just going to zip over here. Yeah, just blew that stop sign. Didn't even signal. Didn't look. Oof, oof. Okay, we're just going to get into third person again here because it's just the view. There we go. Here we are. Okay. So, as we can see, we have the field. I think this is field 73. That where the pine or the spruce are is not a field. So I've created that field and I've numbered that field 83. So what I've done is I've taken this whole bottom area of the map and I have put one field each with every tree type. So every single field, I kept the base game road inside, basically is still there. So inside the area, I guess you should say, all these roads are still the same, and then I just segregated each actual field and then put in one of each type. So I have one of each type of field of tree that the platinum expansion does allow you to do. I'm quite shocked at hello, hold on. Yeah, okay, there we go. Ooh, that was the wrong button to hit. I was shocked at how you can't use the processor on majority of these trees, but that is for another conversation. So here we are. So we've using all of that. We've done all that. Everything's good. I planted it all up. We have a total of 996 trees planted. I know, 4 trees away. So 4 trees away from an even 1,000, but 996 trees. And then what we've done in the back side is we've put the logging depot. So over here, I found there is a mod that actually has, check both ways, there we go. So there is a mod that actually has sheds that are very similar to this one, and I think it works. Oof. Okay, sorry, the camera just keeps going back and forth, back and forth. Okay, let me just step here. There we go. So here we go. So this is the logging depot, and then you come in here. There we go, and here we are. It's just a little area, a little spot there. So we've got a little bale area that's going to be for the poplar bales. And then what's going to happen here is basically once the poplar bales come in, they get stored in there, and then when they're ready for sale, then they'll go off. So what we've done is we've got ourselves same thing, little refuel area here. We have our storage shed is right back in here, which we don't have quite too much yet, but a bio baler. We've got our wood chipper right there, and then we have our 2 logging trailers right here ready to go at a moment's notice. Excuse me. And then back here we have more storage. We have our light trailer as well. Little spat makes some queue for the employees. And then what what we have here is our storage / repair. So we've got just an old International there that runs around on the property. The man that rips around this is the main thing that hauls the wood chipper, but that also hauls whatever else is needed. This is our main worker right here. We've got our grapple for loading, and we've got our planter for planting, and We have the processor. Oh, that's right. The processor is up for repair. Haha, that's right. My bad. So there is a processor head for that, but that is up at the repair shop. Because that was, yeah, repairs we couldn't do. Because it's under warranty. Let them handle it. Alright, so the logging depot and our platinum sawmill. So now we are going to head up to, platinum tree farm. And we are going to head up to the sawmill now. And from here, what I've done is I've actually put the sawmill on the top right of the map, just to kind of make it so you actually have to drive a bit. You get loaded up with a truck and you drive, what, 20 meters? Especially on the base game area, the area that they give you. It's across the street. So, like that, I don't know, I just kind of found that a little bit of annoyance. That it's like, okay, I take all the time and effort to load up my truck, make it look good, and now I drive across the street and unload it. Okay, great. So, however, for tour videos, kind of a pain in the butt. So what do? Do we take the highway or do we take the back way? Yeah, let's take the back way. So, the plan is, what I do now that I've done the rows here, is I actually will plan... back again. Sorry about the camera there. Okay, so the plan is, what I'm going to do is I cut one row a year, and then, or two, depending on how many rows I have, and then I replant them that year or the next year. So I cut a row, and then I cut the next row, and then I replant the last row, and then I cut another row, replant the last row. And the plan is that I will have a never-ending tree farm. Is by the time I'm done the last row, my first row should be ready to go. That's the theory. Now, because the 25 is coming out so soon, I don't think I'm going to have time to do that theory, but maybe we can pull that off in 25. Let's see what happens. Now, as for the farm, that's the difference, because right now, the reason why the farm is so big, my goal is to have every crop, every animal, every production that the base game offers. And now that I have platinum, I'm at least doing the platinum sawmill. I'm not doing the platinum productions just because I am very slot heavy right now, and I don't know if I'll be able to fit it. I am going to try, but we've got a lot on the go, and right now all I have left is cotton and poplar to buy fields and dedicate them to, and then I can say that I've reached my goal. So I don't know. I'm hoping that before 25 I can buy the cotton harvester, and I can buy a field and put some poplar in there. Oh, and then the BGA too. I have to own the BGA. Now the good thing is that my yearly income has finally gotten to the point where I'm breaking, I'd say almost 3 million, maybe a year. So if I get about, anywhere from 2.5 to 3 million, then I might actually be able to pull it all off. Well, yeah, I might be able to pull it all off. We'll see. Anyways, here we are. So top right of the fields 12 to 18, I think. I do believe. Here we are. Yeah, I know. So, our sawmill. So what I've done is I've used the base game road that you can't do anything with when landscaping, and I used that as our truck entrance. So what I've done is I've just made this little truck entrance. We have our little employee entrance and parking in the front there. And I've just kind of made a little entrance there, the gate. We can shut her down if need be. Excuse me. And then we've made our front entrance, trucking entrance. That is gated off, a little security gate. And continuing on, we have our delivery entrance, or kind of anything that doesn't need weigh scales, basically. So, from there, the transport trucks, or the log trucks, and even the other trucks will come in and out this way. And then we've got a little two-way road finally here in the backside with the light. I wish this light was remote controllable, but it is not, unless. So we have one green, one red, but yeah. So we got our light there, that'll green us up for our weigh scale. Then we can come on in to our weigh. We get weighed up. And we do have the bypass roads left and right there, just in case. Then we come down, we can cut her wide. And what we have here is our sawmill and paper mill, actually. So what I've done is I've segregated off some areas for the different tree types, and I've actually made little spots there discolored, as we can see, and I've started to pack. So this is actually the last year, or I should say first year's cut. So we've actually only got 1 year's cut so far, and we've got, I've tried to make it where like the spruce right here is going to be a big one. So I've tried to give that a huge area. And then same thing with the pine, stone pine back there. We'll drive past it shortly there, but I tried to make it bigger areas. And then you have like the birch and the cypress in the back corner there, which very small bits, not really much, and you can kind of push them through. Then what I've done is I've partitioned off an area here for our wood chips that basically it's just going to get pumped up through the ramps and then through the conveyor onto that pile, and then we have our loader with a blade that I'll just come in and push it up, push it around, and that will be our wood chip pile. So eventually I'd like to think that we'll have a nice big pile of wood chips. So then we get our little production area here, so everything goes into that little square right there with the yellow, and then we've got our pallets that come out right there. It easily picked up. The building's a little lackluster for what the Platinum Sawmill gives you, but still is what it is, and I make do with what I got. And then what we've done is we've put our paper roll production up here as well, which made sense to me. And we have just some little bit of decoration up and around there, as well as the drive-through drop. So we can just bring our trucks right in, and the bypass as well. Yep, it's up and running. That's loud. All right, it's all right. And then we have a little bypass road there as well. So we've got our paper rolls as well as our cardboard rolls that are being made there. And then there we go. So then from up here, we have our office. Excuse me. We have our offices up the front here, some little decorations, some more stuff, and some vehicles and stuff, kind of bring it a little bit to life. And then we have our repair shed, our repair and storage shed here. So this is where, again, using the same building, keeping our slot count down as the logging depot, we have all of our equipment. So we've got our mover, we've got our unpacker, we got our packer, we got our forklift, we got everything we need for me to run this one-man sawmill. So basically everything stays up in there. Then what we do is for storage, and again, and just real quick, we'll just zip down here. We got a little refuel too, so repair and on-site refuel as well. Like I said, I went full ham with the decoration. I love decorating. It makes it look so much better. And then we have bale storages galore. Well, I should say pallet storage. So we have our paper storage in this one, and then what I've done is I've actually blocked off. Right, not blocked off, but I put down one storage per product. So for every product that the paper mill comes out of, or the sawmill comes with, I put a storage down. So then I should have plenty of room for them to fill up. And then as the year progresses, we sell it off. And that's the whole thing that I've been doing right now, is we only sell at the high times of the year. So we just wait for that product to be ready to go. And if and when that product's ready to go, then we do up a load if we want, if we can, however much we want, and we sell that puppy off. So then from here, we will go around to the front. So there is still access, so you can still come in here, and then we can just pop this open. There we go. And then, yep, here is our employee parking. So the employee comes in here, and none of the heavy loads, that's all on the back side. And then we can zip down the highway, back to the farm. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining me and for checking out my map, I should say, instead of my farm. I feel like I've changed good portions of the map that we can say it's a map tour. How does that sound? I like it. We'll say it's map tour. But again, we still have more plans. The plan is, again, to get the cotton and the poplar in, and if I've got enough slots, which I think I'm still sitting at about 400 slots. So we're just over 4,000. Actually, you know what? Let's just check our numbers right here. We'll just pull it over right here. There we go. Boom. Okay. So, here we are. So we have 1,829 hours and 17 seconds. We've got 697 contracts completed, 480 trees cut down, 1236 planted. There we go. So not too bad, not too bad. And then basically from there, it's just a matter of getting everything on. Oh, and slot count. That's right, my bad. And we're just going to go down to the garage. Own items. 4,025 slots. And we still have 4,400 available. So we're not there. We're not at the end yet. That's the great thing, is that we still have... Oh, I can't see anything. Let's hopefully nobody said... Oh, I think I see wheels. We're cutting them off. Yeah, we're not at the end. So it's like we're still going to be able to fit our cotton harvester. We're still going to be able to fit, you know, we probably could even fit some platinum productions, barring decoration. It all depends on whether or not that decoration is going to be the end of me or not. If I ooh, looks like somebody hit a sign. If I did the testing right and did the counting right, I think the last time when I took my mods off, or my decorations off, I think I used about 800 slots. But the outcome I feel is just speaks for itself, right? Like, ooh, we're gonna do a little camera change. You know, like it just... I've got everything. All I need is a few more pieces of equipment, and we could officially say that I have all the product. Yeah, again, the BGA. Sorry, my apologies. We still have the BGA. So it's like we're gonna still have the BGA, get the cotton, and get the poplar going, and we have everything. So I think that's a pretty good feat. Now, it only took 1,800 hours to do, which I will say at the beginning, there was some very poor planning. I did mainly chickens and soybean. That was my main stuff when I started, to really try to get the money to get my first real good expansion going, and then go from there. So I think we'll change it up for 25, but who knows? Anyways, here we are, back to the farm again. I thank you all for joining, for making it all. If you're made it this far, thank you very much. I hope you like my farm.